I was not expecting to do a part 2 video of the big nor'easter of 2011, but my resumable upload will probably not work because the last power at 9:45. It's been a half hour now, and not all that long ago we were walking down these streets. Now look, we got down tree limbs here, but the massive culprit is right there. Main Street is pretty much blocked completely off. And as we can see right now, if Sony autofocus would like to cooperate, we got electrical crews right in the center that are just ready to start work on this project, because everything on this side of Main Street has no power. But lucky everybody who lives on this side, and of course anywhere else in the city, probably has power. Alright, we're in the back parking lot of Allen's department store, 20 Main Street, and the parking garage, famous for the man-powered elevator. And we're going to get a closer look at what happened by walking through this alleyway. Yeah, it is. And there's a bunch of trees downed across the alley. And there goes another one. I'm feeling really safe right now, but fortunately directly overhead there's nothing. Here's the doors and the shaft to the vintage 70s Dover elevator. There's the machine room, in fact. And we don't really have to venture any further. There's the mess right there. And a big limb. Oh wow, look at that. Huge damage there. That limb just fell. That was there. And those are just bushes that line the fence. So that's everything that I know of, unless something snaps in progress. Hopefully not. That's the video. There's the police over there, and the police over there, and a crew working on removing the trees, debris, right there. Here on Whitney Street, and I don't think you can see it. No, you can't. But if I had my powerful flashlight with me, there's a tree limb down there, and trees touching the power lines here. I don't know if you can see the sparking, but there's sparking going on up there. Here we go. Yeah, we got problems here. This might actually be the problem, as we have might actually have a fire going here. Yeah, we got some sparking going on up there too, and branches breaking. Yeah, this is a problem. Transformer's going. There we go. Somewhere a transformer is blowing. It has flickered several times already. It's mostly greenish hue. I think it finally went. I don't know if you can see flickering, but there is finally some problems with those power lines I was showing you earlier. I smell smoke. Yeah, we got ourselves a fire. Not exactly the same one that I was showing you, but apparently a limb went down. I'm not going to go too much further. Yep, went down, took a wire with it. Remember that transformer that blew one last time live on camera, or the sky turned red? Well, everybody on this side of Main Street is joining us in the world of darkness. And most of the trees are cleared up now. They're working on that big one right over there. Right there, if you can see it. I can't because there's snow on my viewfinder. There's another smoldering piece right there. See if we get it on. There we go. Typically, a 12-inch nor'easter isn't a big deal, but as you can probably see, if I train the lights on these trees over here, they all have their leaves on them still. Although those are pines, they would always have their leaves on them. But these wouldn't. And it's causing all of the trees to fall down and cause little fires like that. Fortunately, there's a guy right there I can tell that to. I'm walking down Columbia Street and yet another transformer. Can you hear that? I don't know if you heard that buzz. Another short circuit. It's over just slightly east of due north, which is where I'm pointing the camera. And the only source of light we have are either flashlights or other cars going by. Alright, it's about midnight, a couple hours into this walking around thing. We're at First Baptist Church on West Street. And I'm going to have to take my flashlight out, or maybe not. Maybe so. That's all that's left of this particular tree. This fell down. Unfortunately, I would have to walk under this thing if I want to stay safe. So I'm going to walk into their property, get around this. I didn't have to go too far in. That's all that's left of this tree. What a disaster this has been. It's such a disaster. Here we are at the main firehouse in Leominster, right downtown. And take a look at this. There's been so many problems from this nor'easter. There is not a single fire truck in here, except for that one. That's pretty bad. Of the many times I've walked up and down Water Street, this was perfectly clear. Not this morning. And I heard of a tree coming down in Water Street, and well, there it is. And I gotta get out of the way. This is narrow lane, and it took the lines with it, as you can see. And we get more damage further down. We'll start the video from that vantage point. We're across from Whitney Carriage Park, and we got trees, a big tree down to there. Another big tree down there. That one completely destroyed. From the combination of heavy wet snow caked onto it and the winds, the fence to the condo project has been blown over. In the previous scene where I said we'll look at the damage further down, there wasn't any more further damage. It was just a small tree that was bent over and it never sprang back. Just a little further down, we see wires that have been taken down. Mostly, it's hard to see, but this tree here was where there was a fire. There's some more broken branches there, and a big section up there. It's hard to see, but in person, you can see the damage, and we could see more broken wires there. If we can just get a little closer, but stay on this side of the street. There you go, some more downed wires there. And directly in front of us, way over there, another broken tree. This is a scene of the first smoldering incident that we've recorded. And you can see that trees are all over the lines. These have all got to be cut down, at least the branches on them. And over here we got some of the branches that fell that caused the problems. Now let's go to the second smoldering site. Near the second smoldering site I recorded, here's a tree that went down. A ton of branches went down while I was recording this. And there's the second site where there was smoldering. The power company did show up and did absolutely nothing about it. They figured that the snow would just melt off that branch and it'll fix itself. Apparently it must have. But along this road we got more damage, and we'll pick it up from there. Now on William Street, a big tree fell and just grazed the fence. But most of the damage happened on the other side. And right here, here's the jackpot on this street. Fortunately, there are no power lines on this side of the street. In fact, when we get a little further along, right about here, watch this. The power lines veer to this side of the street, just before where all the trees fell. And a big one went down there. Alrighty, let's see if there's anything else. And now the damage of Carter Park. Here's a tree that's pretty much destroyed. And further up we got more. Further into the park, some downed limbs from the larger trees, but the smaller ones, more recently planted, pretty much destroyed. Some massive damage from this big tree right there. All of that. Here's this little one. Apparently not damaged, just some twigs bent. But this big one right here, yeah, that got destroyed. That little tree right there is completely bent over. And let's cross over into the park. Now fortunately, since the leaves have been blown clear of snow, there's not much more to worry about in terms of anything falling down. Well, we got some major damage over there. Yeah, this is going to take a while to clean up. Here's the walking path here. And as I said before earlier, during the nighttime edition, is that a nor'easter is generally not a big deal around here. But with all the leaves being on the trees and having about 10 inches of heavy wet snow on everything equals bad. Fortunately, again, no real power lines except for one set feeding lights here. And this will end the video once we get to the opposite side. Unless I see something else. But I don't think there was anything else. Alrighty. That's the damage and aftermath within the area that I live around. Wow. Alright. That is about it. It's George F551 saying, what a mess.